Hello students, this is going to be a video about the cardiovascular system. As a actual quiz, I have it lumped in with blood and lymph because it all kind of fits together and there's a lot of similar types of terms, though your book does split it out. So as far as this goes, it's going to be a fairly quick overview, as all of these actually are, and we're going to keep on going from there. When we're talking about the anatomy and physiology of the cardiovascular system, you need to remember that it's also called the circulatory system because it makes things circulate around. It circulates the blood by the action of the heart. The heart pumps, boom, 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 and then, or lub-dub, which is technically the terms that it makes, made by the closing of the valves, just so you know. And it is the whole entire process of making blood go around your whole entire body, providing them with oxygen and nutrients and removing waste and carbon dioxide from those areas. Blood will go from the heart in what's called the cardiac cycle or the cardiac loop. So through the heart up to the lungs, pulmonary circuit, and back to the whole rest of the body, which I realized that you couldn't see my hand when I was doing that, but I went around the rest of my body, and that is the systemic circuit. So if we look at that, then it's going to, the video or the pictures in a couple, I'll go through it again there. Major portions, we have the heart. We have arteries that go away from the heart. You can remember that because A for artery and A for away. And then you have the veins, which are vessels that bring things back to the heart. There's no good way about doing that. Veins use or have low pressure. Arteries have high pressure. Arteries are elastic and squishy. Veins are squishy in a different type of way in that they're like traditionally squishy, not like return back to things. And that's how they go. In between arteries, arterioles, which are little arteries. Then you have capillaries, which are the mixing between different types of things. A whole lot of capillaries in a very small space makes it so that you can get a lot of blood and a very small cell wall, so you can go across and move things in and out and in and out and in and out. And the stuff that's moving through them is blood. Blood is consisting of formed elements, which are the cells and other cell-like bits, and plasma. Plasma is the goo that everything goes through. It's mostly water, but it also has some nutrients, dissolved gases, some other bits and pieces inside of that. A whole lot of sodium, not much potassium, a variety of other different types of things. This is that type of circuit that I was talking about. So we go from the heart to get oxygen in the lungs, and then we go for, have that oxygenated blood go back in and down and around and back. So also remember, this is where that whole entire thing that I was talking about, that you're talking about things from the point of view of the body. So when you're looking at it, this is the right side and this is the left side. Right, left. It's really awkward and complicated, just so you know. It's flip-flopped. A couple other different types of things that you need to know about this whole entire thing. You will also see the lungs referred to as pulmonary. So you'll see that in a variety of different types of places. Not all arteries contain oxygen or oxygenated blood. This is the pulmonary artery. This is the pulmonary vein, and it is oxygenated. This is a look at the whole entire heart. There is a variety of different types of things that are going on. No, it doesn't actually have these real colors when you're actually looking at it. It's all kind of a beigeish color because everything in the body is beige. You might have seen it as either red or blue because of dyes that people use to make it so that it's easier to see one thing or another when you're looking at a dissected pig, cat, or weasel, or whatever else you might have been dissecting. The bottom of the heart is called the apex. These are the coronary vessels, and they are the coronary artery. So if you have a coronary bypass, these are the ones that get plugged up with plaque and then make it so that your heart doesn't get enough blood, which then makes it so that it goes... The back side of the heart, exciting, not as sexy looking, and by that I mean it doesn't look as much like a heart. Good times. When you cut open the heart, then there's more stuff. Tricuspid is on the right side. Bicuspid is on the left side. You can remember that tricuspid is on the right because TRI also happened to be in right. Bicuspid, or the mitral valve. Mitral it's called that because it looks like a Pope hat. That's what a mitre is. I don't know. That's what people thought at some point or another. But that's going to be on the left side. And you can remember that because mitral has an L in it for left. Bicuspid doesn't really help out in any way, shape, or another, aside from like L comes, or B comes early in the alphabet, and so does L compared to T and R, but I don't know. There's a lot of different ways that you can remember these things. Some major arteries, most of them say where they actually are or what they go through. So like the renal artery is, oh my goodness, in the kidneys, because kidney means renal. That's the easiest way of looking at any of these. So as long as you know the different body parts that we talked about or in the fourth video, then that should actually kind of vaguely let you know where different types of things are. One of the things that we don't actually talk about in anatomy and physiology are some of the primary pulse points. These are essentially where arteries are close to the surface. Arteries are the things that provide the pulse because they have a pulse wave. So there's a wave of pressure when the aorta, or when the aorta is expanding due to the ventricle squeezing, or the ventricles squeezing and pushing blood out into everything. Because the atria squeeze, pushing blood from the atria to the ventricles, ventricles squeeze, pushing the blood to the lungs and the rest of the body at the same time. These are also all named after the places where they actually are. Hypothetically, you can try to find your pulse in all of these different types of places. Some of them are a little bit easier than others. The carotid artery is one of the more common ones. It's underneath your chin. A whole lot of blood going through there. The brachial artery is also another one. Radial artery in your wrist is also a fairly common one. Major veins, similar types of things. One of the ones that you do need to know is the vena cava, or vena cava. Two different ways that you can pronounce it. Cava, cava. And that is the major highlights that I wanted to give for this. Next video will be about blood and lymph.